I like that Patty Lee, as a word of advice, says, "Oh, Matt, you know you'll win something someday. You'll just have to get fired first." The ultimate sucker punch for creative execs and just the creative field. You have to
Yeah.
hit even lower lows in order to be raised up. Let's go to the Globes. We're at the Golden Globes with Matt, with Patty Lee, with Zoe Kravitz, with Sal, with Adam Scott. I'd love to see Adam Scott
Oh,
in this,
right.
especially after all of our severance-ness. We're like,
Yeah.
hey. And with Rami. We love that Rami is the fake host of the Globes.
I love Rami.
I wish he'd host for real. I know he's doing a lot right now with an animated series and doing a lot of stand-up, but a fun episode. You had already mentioned off screen, this is a less memorable one for you. I've got a few notes. It's a great episode to kind of show like what the creative process and the egos are like at an award show. The Zoe Kravitz is constantly saying, "Oh, I'm probably not going to win tonight. Oh yeah, I'm just happy to be nominated." And then
Yeah.
finally, at one point later, she gets in the room and she's like, "No, Matt, I'm going to win. I have my whole speech ready to go. I've been memorizing this for weeks. I know I'm going to win. This is mine to win."
Yeah.
I know this is how people are for these shows.
Yeah.
How would you prepare your speech? Would you have it ready to go? Would you go off the cuff?
I would have notes. I'd have like I would know the kind of the highlights of what I wanted to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd get up there and then I would just like probably just go off the cuff because, that's what I did, in church giving talks. I'd be like, here's some things I want to say. And then I just would go off the cuff and just like,
Mm-hmm.
riff on things. But yeah, I think so. The central like plot point of this episode was that Matt Remick, insecure, egoic man that he is, wants to be mentioned in her victory speech if she wins.
Yeah.
And, even goes so far as to like sneak his way into the teleprompter room to try and get the script edited so that she has to read his name off, which is just like so massive amounts of pettiness.
But this happens, right?
I mean, I'm sure this has happened.
There's some moments that are stranger than fiction. So 2025 Globes, there's this moment that's been popping up more on TikTok recently. Kathy Bates is in the redo of Matlock. They're doing another Matlock show.
Mm-hmm.
She's 76 years old. She's a storied actress. She's been in so many things. But she was nominated for Best Actress in a television series for drama. And the camera cut to her right after Anna Sawai won for Shogun. And Kathy Bates just smiles at the camera and rips up her speech on camera, just rips it up a few times. He goes, oh, well. And you have to love it because at least it's cheeky,
Yeah.
But at a certain point, she's like, I earned this. Like, give me the award. I think one of my most painful moments I've watched was Michael Keaton putting the speech back into his pocket when he was nominated for, I believe it was Birdman, or maybe it was Spotlight. I think it was Birdman, the year that Eddie Redmayne won for Theory of Everything. And it just was so painful that they cut to him with the camera. I was like, let these people lose in peace, God damn it. And we have this whole episode, Matt knowing his mom is watching, and that's just weighing on him. He's like, my mom's watching. This could be my only chance to be mentioned. Please mention me. And we know it's petty. And on his side, we're like, come on, Zoe, throw his name in. And on her side, she's like, no, I have it all written and prepared. I'm not going to mention him.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That is so funny. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, maybe I would go the Adrian Brody route and just like stay up there for as long as I possibly can and just make everyone just like die on the inside.
Shutting up the orchestra.
Yeah. Did he really?
Yeah, he shushed him. He's like, stop. I've been here before. And then he's reminding everyone he's been there before. And we're like, this is too much. He broke the record, longest speech in awards show history. So
I don't know if that's a victory for him, though.
No, it is not. Everyone kind of talked about afterwards. The discussion was like, ooh, I think that rubbed everyone the wrong way. They're like, yeah, you're kind of a bastard.
Yeah.
I love Adam Scott winning, and he does not have a speech prepared. He's like, well, I don't know who else to mention. I just ran into the guy whose couch I stayed when I first moved here, Sal Saperstein. And that becomes just the gut punch of the night for Matt. Every time someone goes up, they're like, Quinta Brunson's like, I guess since we're all doing it, Sal Saperstein, I'd like to think. I love
hilarious. That's hilarious. It just goes to show how like good the writing is in the show.
Yeah.
Where the thing that the character wants is his name to be mentioned by this one actor. The
Yeah.
one by Zoe Kravitz, right? And so what the plot's going to do instead is it's going to grind his gears down by having everyone mention the other guy who is pretty much nameless. No one knows who this guy is.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious. It's really good writing, really good setup and payoff, and like subversion of what your expectations are. It's fantastic.
And the fact Rami calls it out at one point, he's like, I don't know who the hell this Sal Saperstein guy is, but like, okay, good on him. I guess we're all thanking him tonight. Whatever. And you just watch Matt just like slowly melt into his chair, wanting to die. Zack Snyder doing a Zack Snyder joke. Great bit. Great bit. And great that they got him on there to do that. I love all the different people poking fun at like Hollywood. And also, for a show like The Studio, it's important to be referential to the other media.
Yeah.
At one point, Zoe Kravitz, when she's calling out Matt about him trying to add his name in the teleprompter, she's like, you thought I'd say whatever is on the teleprompter like I'm Ron Burgundy? Great moment, great call out. There's like a Rami joke about Judi Dench, Dame Judi Dench. We have Anthony Starr as Homelander being up there, another Seth Rogen property, if we're talking about that. I like that Patty Lee, as a word of advice, says, oh, Matt, you'll win something someday. You'll just have to get fired first. The ultimate sucker punch for creative execs and just the creative field. You have to hit even lower lows in order to be raised up.
Yeah, this is a good episode. It sets up kind of the finale in a good way. The fact that I don't remember much of it has more to do with the fact that I watched it maybe a month ago, and less that it wasn't fun or funny. Although I don't think it had a Seth Rogen falling on a table scene, which is just a tragedy.
It's just the best scenes. I know.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite parts of this episode was him going to the bathroom and Ted Sarandos is there. The real Ted Sarandos, which I love that he's in that too. They're both peeing and washing hands, and he's like, Ted, man, everyone really mentions you whenever they go up there for a Netflix show. How do you do it? How do you make sure you get mentioned? And he was like, oh, you numbskull, it's in the contract. Like, I wouldn't leave that out. Why would I leave that to chance? And you go, duh. The number of people who do these award shows and you hear them mention Ted Sarandos or their producer or their agent, you're like, oh, yeah, it probably is contractual to mention them. Got it.
It's really disappointing. I mean, it probably is that way.
Yeah, I would bet some money that it is for at least some of them.
Yeah.
I love when he closes out the episode by getting in the limo, downtrodden as can be, and the driver goes, oh, man, your movie lost. Matt goes, no, it won. Take me home, please. And you're like poetic justice. By the way, if we're talking camera work, the Steadicam getting out of the limo with him and getting back in, chef's kiss. Absolutely
very, very
beautiful.
Good. Yeah.
So, yeah, an enjoyable one, but you're right. It definitely sets up the big last two episodes more than makes a bigger punch itself. Let's wrap it up there for this week. Everyone, please watch the next two episodes. Finish out the season strong. We will have reviews up for it. And until then, watch good movies and TV.